मैत्री भावनु पवित्र झरणु मुझ हैया माया करे।
मैत्री भावनु पवित्र झरणु मुझ हैया माया करे।
शुभ थाओ आ सकल विष्णु एवी भावना नित्य रहे।
शुभ थाओ आ सकल विष्णु एवी भावना नित्य रहे।
गुण थी भरेला गुणी जन देखी हयु मारू नृत्य करे।
हयु मारू नृत्य करे।
हे संतोना चरण कमल मां मुझ जीवन नु अर्घ्य रहे।
मुझ जीवन नु अर्घ्य रहे।
दीन क्रूर ने धर्म विहोणा देखी दिल मां दर्द रहे।
देखी दिल मां दर्द रहे।
करुणा भीनी आँखों मां की अश्रु नो शुभ स्रोत बहे।
अश्रु शुभ स्रोत बहे।
मार्ग भूलेला जीवन पथिक ने मार्ग चींधवा उभो रहूं।
मार्ग चींधवा उभो रहूं।
करे उपेक्षा ए मार्गनी तो ए समता चित धरूं।
तोरे समता चित्त धरूं।
चित्र भानुनी धर्म भावना हये सब मानव लावे।
हइये सब मानव लावे।
वैर झैर ना पाप तजीने मंगल गीतो गावे।
मंगल गीतों गावे। मैत्री भावनु पवित्र झरणु मुझ हैया माया करे। शुभ भाव सकल विष्णु एवी भावना नित्य रहे। एवी भावना नित्य रहे। एवी भावना नित्य रहे। एवी भावना नित्य।
We are all spending our time. Every day we get up in the morning, work for the whole day. In the evening we go to bed, sleep. Again next day we repeat the same thing. But this repetition, continuous from the birth to death, has any purpose, meaning, inspiration or not, that we have to find out. And find out when we are alive. This is the best time to find out what is the meaning or purpose of living this thing. And this time, the session, all the meetings will focus, meditate, think, and go deeper and find out what is my purpose, why I am living. Collect money, have some voting and a position sitting for a while, then going with the depression, and rest of the life feel lonely and say, this time I am defeated and I did not get the enough voting, I did not become president, I did not become the chairman, this is so all the things people are living for what? And recently, one man in Bangalore, a billionaire, when he went, he was a first-class passenger from Bombay to Bangalore, city of Bangalore, first-class passenger. But when he came back, he was in cargo. So, it was a heading in the paper. Went as a first-class passenger and came back as a cargo. It touched me very much. What has gone? So he became cargo, goods. And what was that? He was a first-class passenger. No, only one difference was there. When he went, he was breathing. And when he came, he was not breathing. Breath makes the difference. Your breath makes the difference. And what you are breathing, that makes your thinking and a day and living. He was continuously big industrialist, very rich man. He could have taken time to have enough oxygen breathing, but he spent all his breath for worry, anxiety, big business, and heart became full of all oxygen and all kind of food he was eating, and he had no time to chew, relish the taste of the food, no respect the food which comes to you, nourish your body. They go on grabbing. And sometimes the big people you can see in one hand on the apple, one hand in the phone, and then sitting in the car, hurry. They are big people. And you take the picture of them, he said they are. Today, we are lucky. Because we have taken time to find out what is the purpose which can make my life alive. And then I will know what is my purpose of living. One thing we have to remember. We don't plan to suffer. We don't plan to die. But we forget to celebrate. That's the difference. Nobody plans to suffer, suffocate, take all the sorrow on the heart, and a heart loaded with all kinds of carbon dioxide, body loaded with and the raw food, anything good, go on eating. Nobody plans to die or suffer, but they forget to celebrate. Only if you remember continuously, I am here to celebrate. In all the situations, ups and downs, you have money or no money, even you are sitting anywhere and you get a handful of chickpeas, you are so happy, I will have one, but I am celebrating. So, our thinking should not depend on material thing, but concentrate on living thing. So I am breath. So, the act of self-satisfaction should not become a result of distraction. Self-satisfaction, the sensual satisfaction, the mental desires running around continuously. But if you have some glimpses, your journey becomes very good. You need the glimpse to celebrate. And wherever you are, or what situation you are, you celebrate. I came from New York with all the things, and a few days ago I was meditating, and from the meditation I was talking to Pramodane, and then something what we wanted, so instead of resting, I became little bit, immediately I got up. And I did not allow some time between meditation, rest and activity. So I lose the balance and create the fracture. So it was a fracture. It was on 5 days, no? 5 days, 5. And then everybody was very, oh, it's a fracture, and then immediately there is a MD, doctors in front near our house, they took X-ray and they say, you have 2 fractures in your toe. And you have to lie down 6 weeks, and then it will be all over here. So sometimes, if we are not aware, we become sad. Oh my God, it is. I came with all that thing, and here I am 6 weeks I have to suffer, and if you go on thinking negatively, you can create problem. But I became very happy. And I told Pramodaji, I will have to rest. And it is the karma I have to pay. Sometimes I have played some mischief. I have to pay. Because what you cannot pay in the world, you pay inward, either suffering from the hospital, so that if the people do something wrong outside, then there are prisons. But if they do something mentally wrong, then there are hospitals and the doctors. Yeah. So one had to think something. Yes, it is good. And you will be surprised. They were telling me all the thing for 6 weeks, but today I am here without any kind of thing, and they send the wheelchair, and I say, I don't need this wheelchair. I will walk. Celebration. We have to celebrate. Whatsoever happens, don't interpret negatively. Trouble comes, trouble the trouble, and the trouble will be over. You have to trouble the trouble, not succumb to the trouble, not surrender to the trouble, not allow the trouble to make you weak and sick. That is meditation. Meditation is being aware that I have a gift which money cannot buy, power cannot buy. That gift I have. And one thing we all know, the gift by which we are living, they cannot be bought, they cannot be possessed, they cannot be hired in the market. You can have everything, but you cannot buy the breath in the universe. You can have billionaire. This person who died was millionaire, but he went there and he made his body full of all the problem. He got blood pressure, heart attack. He could not buy breath. He gone. Went as a first class passenger and returned as cargo. It made me very much to think, meditate. He could not buy the breath. And without breath, all his value and money has no meaning. So we are spending most of the time which has no value and forget the things which are given by the nature which has no outside value or money or price. It is natural gift to us. The biggest start with the breath. And when you take a breath and say so hum deep with awareness and feel the breath. Okay, this is the breath. It is breathed by Jesus. It is breathed by Mahavira. It is breathed by Buddha. It is breathed by Krishna. It is breathed by all the Moses and saint and everything. The same breath I am breathing. They have gone, but they have not taken the breath with them. They have the fragrance of their presence in the breath. So when you are breathing with a meaning, with awareness, so that time the body becomes a church, a shrine, and you become the breather of all the divinity. So sometimes you feel that you are sitting in the parliament of all enlightened people. Parliament of enlightenment. It is all your mental thing. It is in your possession. What you think you become. Not be to go anywhere. You have to come home to be there. Not outside. So somebody says, do you know anything about Mahavir? I say yes. Because I am breathing the same breath he was breathing. Same with Jesus, Moses, Buddha. And they become Buddha and Mahavira because of the joy of being alive with the breath. That is why they were Buddha. They did not have worldly things. The kingdom of heaven they found within them. Within the kingdom. And that cannot come unless you are in touch with yourself. You find the kingdom not outside. His kingdom is within you. The situation should not change us. We change the situation. Because we have the awareness of I-ness. There is I-ness, I. And the I has the vision to see I. I has I to feel and experience and see. So when you are with the self, with the breathing and a soham, the body gets fresh oxygen and body become alive. Sometimes you might have noticed if room is suffocating, there is no breath, then if we get tired, we get very down. So we say, let us open the window and let have the fresh air. So air has, the first effect is to make you alive. And if you know properly to breathe, then your cells of the brain are rejuvenated. Without the proper breathing, your brain cells slowly wither out. Whenever you have time, breathe. And when you are breathe, you are with yourself. Don't allow anybody to load your breathing. Breathing should be fresh. Situation does not ride on the breathing rides on the situation. Self. There in China, there was a man who was very rich and at the same time a wise man. Money with the wise man become help. But money with the unwise and a material man, that kills the man and the money is wasted out. He does not enjoy, he lives for others to use the money. And most of the rich people, they are not keeping money for them, they are living for the people to create problem, court, diet, all the things. After the person dies, everybody jumps, what is my share? So this man, living in the town, he had a son, and the son would sit on a white horse, he will go in the town, and one day the horse was stolen away. This is a very famous story in China. So the people came to see him and they were consoling. The people come to console you when something bad happened. So they came and they say, Uthan, his name Uthan, it is bad, it's a bad luck. The beautiful, very good horse is gone, somebody stole, your son must be unhappy. Sometimes we have bad time. What this man says, how do you know it is my bad luck? How do you know it? You don't know it is bad luck or good luck. And you are predicting because of the situation. Situation is always changing. So after 6 days, the horse came back with the 5 horses, because the horse was very handsome, and in the wilderness he came back and there were all 5 she horses, and they all came back and said, Yuthan, you have a good luck. Because now you have 5 extra horses. He said, how do you know? I am breathing, I am myself. I am not yo-yo because the thing is gone or thing has come. Things should not disturb your inside breathing and life and thinking or that. That we can cultivate. Because mind is not ready or is not cultivated, so mind immediately goes down, something goes wrong, immediately we say, oh my God, bad luck. But we say, whatsoever happened, the situation should not make me think of the bad luck. I will celebrate everything. Even the thing is gone, that day also I am going to have a good lunch, sitting, I will celebrate. Celebrate even the bad thing, people call it. It is not bad, because the bad is going to bring something good. And that, so the difference between want and a need is very different. Sometimes you don't get what you want, but I tell you, you will get what you need. Because your belief, your understanding, your practice. But when the materialistic person becomes upset when his want is not fulfilled, the spiritual person says, it is a mental want thing. A need is a thing which is needed for that occasion. Yes, my want is not fulfilled, but my need will be provided. So this way it happened, and then the Yuthan's son was training these 5 horses, and one of the horses he was training and he fell down, he broke his leg, and the town people came and said, Yuthan, it is a bad luck, your son has broken the leg. He said, how do you know? How do you know? You are going with the mind. What is in the nature you don't know, you accept it. And ultimately, even when we depart, that is also our good day. Death is not bad. Because death also frees from the body and it finds immortal. And when a realized person will not think that I am dead, I die. What dies is the body, the soul is moving somewhere else. That unless we are connected with the breath, we don't know. Most of the people are connected with the body, with the name and all the things, and limited, the unlimited, with this situation and a frame. But something in us cannot be framed, cannot be limited. And that conviction allows you to celebrate. And when you celebrate, you are not surrendering to the body, but your body becomes your instrument to live healthily. So self-satisfaction does not create distraction. You are saying, what is good for me, I will do. Thinking, living, eating, doing, in all act, one is aware. And that we have to cultivate. Because the mind is not trained in that way. And doing slowly, gently, correctly, you will come to the point you say yes. And I have seen my friends, I have seen the people who have accepted the departure, not with sadness, but with understanding. So when they were consoling him, the gentleman, he says, how do you know? It is bad luck, my son broke the leg. The people say, this man does not understand. Every time we go, okay, how do you know? How do you know? How do you know? And there was a war in the country, and all the young people were drafted. They were going to the military and a war, and Yuthan's son was in the condition where his leg was broken. So he was not drafted. All the young people went to military and a war, and people knew the Yuthan's son did not go because his leg was broken. So they all came and said, Yuthan, you are lucky that your son is. He said, how do you know? Only you have to know yourself, that's all. All the situation is coming and melting. So, one thing, all the situation are a moving memory. You have to write down. All the situation is or are moving memory. Nothing is permanent. It is moving. Today what is there, tomorrow will be different. It is moving continuous. And when you are living with a continuous moving memory, in all the situation you are able to say, I have this life, I can celebrate. Among billions of people, we are human beings. And in America, people are in Africa and other developing countries are dreaming to be in America. Okay, America, everything is. But I see American so much miserable also, and worried and anxiety and heart attack, and more of the heart attack and all problems are in America, you can see in the hospital. I don't see so many heart attack in Africa, Nairobi, in Mombasa, I was there, that not because there is not enough thing to have for the heart attack. Because not moving with the situation. So all the thing, anything situation happens, it's a moving memory, but in the all situation, one thing I have not to forget is that I am breathing and my breath should be for celebration. And as long as I am breathing, I will celebrate. Wherever you are, whatever is there. And that decision. And I will not make myself unhappy, not punish myself. People, somebody speaks unpleasant about the person, they become unhappy. They say, this person spoke bad of me. He speaks bad or she speaks bad, they spoil their neurons, they spoil their language, they spoil their face. Why you are upset? Why you believe what they are telling? Because you don't know yourself. If you know, let them say, I know who am I. How do they know who am I? Somebody says you are crazy. So why should we believe that he called me crazy? He calls crazy because he is a crazy, so that is why he is crazy. He is not calling you, he is telling himself what he is there. So when people speak bad of you, they are not talking about you, they are talking what they are. It is coming there inside out. We have not to upset. That will come with the celebration of the first thing is to, okay, my life is for me to celebrate and I am going to do every day. So from today, you keep this thing and watch. Anybody, anything happens, how you go up or you go down or you have equilibrium. Three stages. And don't go in a hurry, go a little slow. And life requires some pauses. From one stage to another, there is no need to go hurry. Even I made hurry, I fell down. But after meditation, and you took, and I had to go slowly, but I forgot. And from breaking the bone, you say, yes. It gives you a lesson. That also you celebrate. Every action, instead of taking you down, action takes you up. And once that commitment to oneself, I am responsible for me to use this gift which you cannot buy. One is breath, one is sunlight. You don't pay the money for sunlight. You use electricity, you have to pay. If the sun asks the bill, you will not be able to pay the bill. Yes, without sunlight we won't be able to have. Or vitamin D. All is meat getting free. And water, air, they are the life forces we are getting without possessing or without paying any price. Freely aware. But we don't value the sunlight, the air, the water, and the life what we have now. What we have paid to be human being. This human life, which has a capacity to do what we can do. The elephant and a horse are very big animals, but they don't have that power to know who they are and act according to that. We have power. You can decide to come here or not to come. You have power what to eat and what not to eat. that power. So when you take any food, you put in your mouth, you ask that this food is healthy or it is just satisfaction for my senses. One person say, I cannot become vegan because the food is not, the taste is, I want the sumptuous person because the senses die. But no, I don't want to put anything which pollutes my body. And I have noticed my own way. When I was not vegan or I was attached to milk, and in India they make chicken, Shrikhand. Shrikhand means a make from the yogurt, very sweet dish. And as a monk, they were all offering. And at the age of 35, I got blood pressure. Though it is a monk, but the mind was monkey because that was already attached to the thing. So outside monk, but inside monkey. So the monkey when was eating like Shrikhand and Dudh Pak means made of the milk and all milk dishes. And that time a young Muni, so young Sadhu, so they were all coming, said, come and have the food. But I became my own enemy. I heard 35 or 37, I got blood pressure. And that time I gave up one by one, slowly. And 1981 became bigger. From that day all the problem. So whatever problem was there continued before I became vegan. But now after vegan, now at the 90, I don't have any fear and no tiredness, it goes. Because I know what is good for my health, what is protein, what is cholesterol, what is the suffering of the poor animal. And I don't want to take the vibrations of the suffering and hurt my vibrations of your purity and makes the war inside. So you are not giving for satisfaction of the senses, but you are living for life to live, for celebrate. Celebrate. And I am sure, because next time I am going to talk about the food, it will be how we are going to do different levels of the food. But today our whole meditation is a decision, a commitment to celebrate. And we are all blessed with the five senses and a good brain. We are lucky. We have the power to make a decision. We have power to change lifestyle. We have commitment not to make ourselves unhappy. Not make myself dependent on others. What they say, it is their problem. I know who I am. And once this commitment continues, your journey starts how to celebrate. So my friend, it is a good beginning, and those who have little bit touch, they made life very much. One thing before I come to the end, I want to say there were 3 to 4 people. This time I came and I am missing. they touch little bit the teaching. One was the elder Slifka, Ananda. He was our best friend of when we started our meditation. He left the body, but such a peaceful situation. And till the end of the journey, he said, I want to see Chitrabhanuji and Pramoda. So before that, they invited me in Switzerland, which town?
Santa Monica.
Santa Monica. So there we went there, talked, and he meditated, he went, and he peacefully, honestly died. Here we are missing Bahubali, Bob Hansen, another man. Then the third man recently, few months ago, Barry Wolf. He was such a busy traveler, but 1.5 years he took time and such a peaceful way. And when today his wife Jivan talked to me and she said, it was such a peaceful way, departure. 1.5 years he lived a very peaceful way. So this teaching who touched, people go, time everybody has to go, but how you depart, how you live, that time the peace should be there, understanding should be there, the touch with the divinity should be there. And this is the thing, it is not in the business, but how to live the life, that is very important. Something, the inside conviction should be there, so in all the situations, we will be able to maintain the balance. And we are really lucky that we have, for so many years, but we have maintained this teaching to remain in touch with, but this is the year we are going to meditate and talk and think about celebration. And you can bring your different experience. So next time when you can say how I am celebrating, you can share also. So people can get some idea how to celebrate. There are not only one way, in many ways. So it is recognition of the inside dweller who is breathing. The breath makes you first class passenger, and without breath it makes you cargo. So what we have to make it easy only with our breath. And you have not to buy anywhere. You have not to pay money here. There is no tax on it. It is free. So the free gift you appreciate and don't neglect because it is given freely. And the valuable things which sustain the life are given freely. Om Namaste, Namaste, Namaste.